Good evening, Super Metroid Randomizer fans on Speed Gaming 4, and welcome to another edition of Super Metroid Randomizer League Season 4. We are in Week 3, and this matchup will feature Bressingham of Will Cut Bress for Rupees versus Lomi and Jones of the Clippers. My name is DJ Webb, hoping to be joined by Aptly Duck at some point in the near future, but until then, I will be guiding you through this seed. Both of these teams, pretty good results so far. Both are 4-1. This will be the second matchup of the week for these two. Will Cut Bress has handed the Clippers actually that's wrong. The Clippers landed Will Cut Bress their first loss earlier this week, I believe. I was just looking at the schedule and then I forgot. So let me confirm that for you. Yes, the Clippers won the first matchup of the week, so Bressingham looking to avenge his team and prove his namesake worthy. We will have an exciting race for you. It should be getting underway just in a moment. And thank you to Farfaloo on tracking, especially doing this solo for a little bit. I'm going to be relying on Farfaloo a lot. We got a Kirby ship and some alternate pallets on Bressingham's side. So this should be a fun one. Our settings for week 3, as you can see on your screen, are a major miter item split, full area randomization, and boss shuffle. Major miter means that the major items are shuffled in a pool amongst themselves. Those are the items you see on the tracker, plus E-tanks, reserve tanks, and the two HUD majors, which are X-ray and grapple. There's one exception to that. In Norfair, High Jump E-tank is a minor that moved to Wreck Ship Right Super. And then the minor items, supers, missiles, and power bombs are going to be shuffled amongst themselves. Those will still be important, but although majors are primarily where we will look for our progression. As far as full area randomization, a much more complicated explanation, but the basic premise is that there are chunks of the map that are together. As you see, we started here in Criteria, went down to Blueprint Star, nothing different here, but there will be flashing doors around the map, and those will take you to different areas than you might expect. Once we get to the first few of those transitions, we will talk more about that. In Boss Shuffle, the 4 major bosses that you fight to access Torian can be shuffled, and once you get to a door that would lead you to one, it may take you to a different one. So far, a pretty standard start. An E-Tank and Morph Ball swap places, and now we've got a Power Bomb. That's a very nice early find for both of our runners. And hopefully, we will both check Alpha Missile. Previous race had a bit of an issue with that, but after that we will have some decisions to make. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us here in the chat. This has been a pretty eventful night. A couple of races already starting earlier this evening, including one that's about to finish, and then one more later tonight. So we've got a packed evening on a Friday for some Super Metroid Rando, and then a lot more races tomorrow. Hopefully all of you fans are getting your fill and then some. So yes, the first portal transition that we are potentially checking back here on the left side of Morph, which would normally lead you to Green Brinstar. Definitely, it's a bit riskier since we did not find a super missile. Supers gate probably more than you would expect, especially when you get into areas that in a vanilla map seed you would always have to have supers to access initially. So no supers for now, but this is going to take them to our first area transition, which is Kraid's lair. So this is a very, very interesting and potentially dangerous find. Number one, there are 2 bosses that we can kill. You don't actually really want to fight either of them, especially since that was just a missile pickup. Kraid would definitely, obviously, be the easiest and most fun boss to fight with just missiles, because you can just do a missile kill. Probably you're not going to get the quick kill, but it's okay. Fantoon would be a long, slow fight. You don't even have a super, so you're probably getting a 3-round. The other 2 are just untenable. But if the boss is not killable, this is a long and out of the way check, and you're going to have to decide when you come back if you do before the end of the game, because killing Kraid's going to unlock the E-Tank Major, wherever Kraid happens to be, and then this boss, it could unlock, 1 item if it's Ridley, 2 items if it's Dragon between itself and between Space Shuttle and Plasma, and if it's Fantoon, that's Fantoon is going to block the whole wreck ship. So yes, 2 saves coming in from our runners. We're missing the eye door. I agree with Lomi and Jones' play to farm up these missiles, but it's Ridley and we're just going to reset, so bit quicker on Bress's side. But if you got a crate here, you would want to have these missiles farmed and not go in with, I think 5 is what Bress had. Yes, with that Ridley there, as I was saying, all Ridley does when you kill him is give you access to that E-Tank, and this is at crate, so it's slow, and the only thing that's going to be behind Ridley that you really, really need is Grav. So this is going to be a tough decision at some point in the run when they're going to have to say, hey, I know where Ridley is, I've got Varia, it's in logic, what am I looking for, what do I want to do? How far away am I from criteria, let alone the bottom isolated criteria? So as you could expect with these full area seats, it is very, very challenging. It can put you in some very novel and very interesting situations. The complexity, it just kind of multiplies as the seed goes along. So we're headed back up, a delayed climb back up criteria. We're gonna probably see Old Mother Brain checked. I would assume also 230 unless you get supers at Old Mother Brain, because as I alluded to earlier, supers they can gate quite a bit. You definitely want to find them sooner rather than later. Just a missile here at Old Mother Brain. That's a vanilla minor. Won't be keeping track of those because there's probably going to be a lot, but we're headed up. Gonna see how practiced these runners are with their execution up the climb. This is something you got to do. No matter the vanilla category, this is the same room 100 times to start your run out, and Bress doing a nice job so far. Looks like both of our runners are wall jump climbers. That is, I would say the most common, at least that I see. There are obviously some ledge grab climbers. Very, very minimal time difference, if any, on those two strategies. Just a comfort thing. Bress skips 230. I alluded earlier that you probably want to not be skipping stuff in case of supers, but it's not terrible that you would come back later. And vanilla bombs, and we're gonna see this this door close, and BT's gonna come alive. 10 current missiles, so you do not have to wait for the attack and farm, but you are going to have to avoid an attack that only happens, I believe, if you have 5 current missiles or above. That swipe down. But not needing to care about your health because you don't need missile drops means you just kind of tank it and shoot some missiles into BT until he dies. Lomian did give us that 230 check. Again, more missiles, so we are not currently equipped with super missiles, but with this 1 E-Tank and 10 power bombs that we found 2 packs, we can give ourselves a gauntlet check, and we've also got 2 portals over to the left, plus the Terminator. So I like this save. You've definitely done some stuff, you've got knowledge, and the save doesn't take that much time, and it refills your power bombs. Obviously, with having bombs, you are much less stressed for your ammo management as far as power bombs are concerned, but having more is better. There are some cases where you definitely want to use power bomb instead of a bomb, even if the lag is a little unfortunate. So as it stands, the 230 skip on Bressingham's side, plus a little bit faster movement, and the difference in farming over there in Kraid's Lair has given Bress probably about 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more. But this early, it's nothing too serious. We got a lot of seed left, plenty of time to make some different decisions, do some catching up. We will see what Gauntlet holds for us. Another E-Tank, definitely not your favorite thing to find, but went through it pretty quickly, and the E-Tanks are good early. We do not know what kind of situations he's going to put us in, and being healthy is always good. Got 2 miners here. This is the other good thing about checking this Gauntlet player early. Could find our first supers back here, and we do. So fully equipped to explore the map as far as non-Norfair and Meridia areas are concerned. So anything else we find, we're not gonna be able to. We're gonna be able to open any door. We're gonna be able to see the sights. Some PB pickups here for Bress, and we'll be following right in his footsteps again, not too far behind. And we're gonna start exploring more of this map. Here comes our second portal check over here. That's what would normally lead to Torian. Bress is going to show us that it is in fact New Bridge in Green Hills. As you see, that's probably the best place you could have found. Green Brinstar has 4 majors that you can access, plus a 5th at a waterway that, unless you find speed, you're not getting. And you want to follow that. There's lots of majors and minors, but you wanted also this information, which is Red Tower. And that's a very, very big hub as far as area transitions go. So yeah, we're on a bit of a goose chase here. This elevator is another transition, one of the slower ones, but again, Bress is trying to fill out all of that knowledge, and that's the other side of Green Brinstar. That, yeah, not unsurprising to me. He's just gonna follow that right away. Maybe you might want to get a few minor checks, but you're gonna get plenty of minors here in Green Brinstar. So top of Red Tower, just a little bit of a loop from one side of Green Bryn to another with a little bit of criteria spliced in there. But yeah, already looking at 3 tanks, so pretty decent health. You've got 10 power bombs. You definitely don't want to be running through here with 5. Kind of gets tight, but yeah, with bombs you're fine. And we're gonna have a nice, comfy little item collection bit here for a few minutes. Another E-tank after our morph ball, which we had to find earlier in our vanilla bombs. We're just finding E-tanks so far. Again, definitely want to find them early in case we're going to be running through Norfair anytime soon. But we're also looking to find some good items, maybe some movement, maybe a suit, maybe some beams. Good news here in the ammo situation. As you can see, 25, 15, 15. I believe both runners should have the same ammo as it currently stands. So that's Crystal Flash ammo. That's another milestone you definitely want to hit. And will make refilling your health in a pinch a good option for you. Grapple Beam. Now here in Boss Shuffle, that item has some added value. Number 1, if you are skilled, you can do a grapple escape out of Dragon's room with the high jump boots. If you're extremely skilled, you can actually do it without, but that's a much more difficult tech that not every runner will have. But with high jump, that grapple escape out of Dragon is pretty common to see runners do if you happen to fight Dragon without the gravity suit. The other additional utility, which it always has, is the farm beam, but especially if you end up in Lower Norfair without Varia, that farm beam, its value greatly amplified in those situations. Our first naughty take find in a while, and definitely one that you like to see in these boss rando settings. There are 2 more accessible majors down here, one at the wave gate and one at charge beam. Again, ideally you wanna find a speed booster in one of those 2, so you can just get waterway out of your sight, out of your mind, and not have to think about, when am I coming back to this area that so far isn't too out of the way because of the Red Brinstar transition, but still not something that you wanna go through an area once and be done with it if you can. Nicely executed wave gate glitch with that super missile shot. What are we gonna find here? It's a screw attack. Now again, screw attack is always good. It helps you to move faster because you don't have to shoot any enemies that die to screw attack, which is almost all of them. You spin jump into them and they die. So second good find here in Green Bird Star. We're not going to turn that down. We're going to be happy to see that. One more major down here at Charge. And then we're in a good situation where we already know the new bridge transition, so we just got to check Green Hills and go from there. Just a reserve, so definitely came in here looking probably for a little bit more, but we got more health, which is good. We got 2 good items that can help you out in different areas with the grapple and the screw attack. And then we're gonna be done with this area. Maybe for the rest of the seed, or until Speed Booster tempts us to come back. But we may not even find that Speed Booster this seed. You never know in item randomization. Good looking ammo counts for Bress. 30, 30, 15. It's a great start here. We're only 15 minutes into this run. And the ammo is very good for multiple reasons, you know, boss kills, killing enemies quickly with only having a small beam. So there's Green Hills that's going to right back to Red Tower. So yeah, lots of quick and convenient Green Brinstar transitions. Another quick one from Red Tower. That one's to West Meridia at Pre-Aqueduct. We're gonna see no tube check right now. I am the foremost member of team always check Spazer, so I like doing Spazer right now, even if you do have to go back 1 room, well 2 rooms I think, to check that tube. Spazer is your friend. Spazer wants to help you, and there it is, gravity suited Spazer. That is an item that you want, and if you found something good at the tube, you might have left that for a long time. Thank you, Bressingham, and thank you, Seed. You have validated everything I've ever wanted. So gravity suit. What is that going to do? It's going to make any water traversal normal, so we don't have to worry about that. Early on, it's definitely going to be, it's going to make things like finding the top of West Meridia, you know, normally it's like, oh no, do I want to take a save and plunge down here? Do I want to just leave it? Now we've got gravity, so obviously with no other movement, it's not the greatest place to find, but we can still do a lot of things. More transitions. We found our first Upper Norfolk portal. That's the Chronic Boost Room, as I like to call it. Other people call it Lava Dive. There's several ways to call things, but we're moving along. We've got an X-ray check, very much doable with this grapple beam. We're not going to have much trouble there. And then yeah, we've got so much of Red Tower explored this early. Lots of green brand up here in Criteria, but enough for anyone ready to portal to get us other places in the map. And maybe 2 out of 2 good items depending on what X-ray holds for us. So our runners, again, they've been on the same path for the entirety of the seed so far. Bressingham, again, a little bit cleaner movement, a little bit faster of a reset out of a very early Kraid's lair after he didn't farm missiles, which I thought Lumian's play was perhaps a little bit smarter in a very, very niche circumstance where you do find Kraid there. So that lead has sustained him thus far, and a nice little high five in the door. We've got a nice, exciting, close race on our hands again against. It's 2 very good teams pitted against each other and 2 good runners. So hopefully, right now, this is what we can expect for the next, 50 or so minutes, depending on how long the seed takes. This is going to be our last transition here in Red Tower. And if you're Bress, ideally, this is something you can follow. Otherwise, you have decisions, and it's not. So that's the front of Lower Norfair. We are very much not equipped to do that as it stands. And there's my good friend Apathy Duck joining us here in the commentary booth. How's it going?
Hey, sorry, a little mental skip there.
All good, it happens. You have not missed too terribly much. We're only 20 minutes into this seed. Biggest things thus far, obviously, we found a gravity suit. They've done a whole lot of area checks. Red Brinstar is also already found, and the meme route check is Kraid's lair and Ridley's there. So that's definitely something that's going to be lingering on their minds for quite a while.
I'll try to catch up a little bit here. I'll probably make a bunch of dumb.
Don't worry about it. We're all here for a good time, and we're gonna see the rest of the seed together and find out what our runners want to do. So, probably getting a Mama Turtle check here. He wants to the portal first. Ooh. Very nicely executed on that gravity jump, and had the grapple beam to back up. Meanwhile, our first divergence of the race, Lomian Jones has popped in to Upper Norfair via the Chronic Boost portal, and Wreck Ship found. That's our first Wreck Ship portal here at the top of West Meridia. Decides not to pursue that location. Although, because we've seen Ridley, yeah, he turns around and goes back. This is a killable boss no matter what. And another portal at the front of Wreck Ship.
So where did we see Ridley at?
Ridley's at Kraid's Lair, which is at the bottom of Criteria main route.
Right, so which means we now know we can kill any boss we come into? I mean,
that is correct.
Even at this ammo level would be good anyways for Ridley.
Yep, as it's been previously established in a previous tournament, 5 E-Tank, Ridley doable, 6 E-Tank, much more questionable. But we've got some Norfair checks coming in on Lomian Jones' side. More ammo here in Upper Norfair, some pretty quick ones, and a major here at High Jump, as we see what boss Bressingham will find. And we have Dragon. Now, I made all those comments about how good grapple was for Dragon in certain situations. We found gravity, so you don't need it to escape, but you probably are going to use it to kill, as your other method is pretty slow. Just got to watch your health. No damage reduction without Varia on this randomizer.
Yeah, I mean, just preserving, since we don't really have a speed or charge or anything, just preserving ammo and using grapple here is pretty big. I think Bress might have... No, okay. Might have been a little early on the goose spawns, but gets it just fine.
And that's one dead Dragon for our first boss kill of this seed. Yeah, the goop, after a few of them, if you wait too long, the goops can hit you, but they won't latch on Dragon, so well done. We've got an item check here at Space Jump and one at Ice Beam.
X-Ray is not too useful at this point. I guess, can you even do the X-Ray climb without Dragon being there? I'm not even sure. If it's Ridley, I think you can.
You're talking about in Meridia, right?
Yeah, to escape. Well, we have gravity anyways, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Yeah. If Ridley's there is an option to X-ray climb, but yeah, we're not thinking about that right now with the gravity suit, and hopefully no X-ray climbing. I've commentated a race already this season with some X-ray climbing that I very much was slow. So,
have we seen back of LN yet?
Have we seen back of Lower Norfair? No, we've only seen the front.
Yeah, because looking at Bress's and Momian's equipment, they're pretty close to, if they do actually see back of Lower Norfair, knowing that Ridley's not there, they're pretty close to being able to do. Well, there it is.
And speaking, it may appear it is at the top of this Norfair Brinstar elevator. He does not go in. Don't blame him for that. It's a little early in the seed, maybe, to be trying that, and also you want this portal knowledge. And there's we're about to have a high five at this ocean. So they're going to swap places for now. That is It's interesting for the fact that Bressingham probably clears out all of Upper Norfair, I would think. Lomian came from Chronic Boost but did not do the Bubble Mountain checks. The health is alright, and unfortunately, well, I'm thinking of the X-ray. I think there's an E-Tank and Wave over here on the left side, so health will be fine.
Yeah, if I'm Bress, I think I start beelining all the... Because I still have 2 other bosses to kill. I can do East Meridia, I can do... Especially with that Dragon kill, Meridia will be... the Meridia boss is available. And thinking about maybe skipping that Varia. Because this is like one of the comfiest lower Norfair Hell runs to do, is the boss and area shuffle. Because you don't have a Ridley down there, and it's pretty quick to get down there, plus you already have Screw Attack.
Yeah, some very good points. We already know Ridley's not down on Lower Norfair, so that in a lot of Hell Run scenarios, Ridley is about half of the battle as far as your energy and ammo requirements, and the other half is just the movement. Definitely with Screw Attack, as he also said, that helps you a lot. I would maybe want one other movement, and bombs also, considering they've only got 15 power bombs right now, that is also very helpful for your ammo conservation and things like that.
Yeah, very nice escape by Bress there.
Always like to see our vanilla speedrun strats pop up in Iceless Escape. Obviously, in vanilla speedrun, you're doing the ice escape, so that's a bit of a rando only tech, but that's nicely done, and hopefully Lumion can get this backup grapple kill pretty quickly. We don't want to stay in too long, especially with all these tail hits. I think he's getting close to being too low to get the kill. I don't know the exact numbers with just gravity.
I think he should be fine here.
Also, yeah, it looks like he pumped some ammo into it early as well, so didn't need to do all of the damage on just that grapple. But yeah, tying up the boss kills as we expected. This was a nice find here in Wreck Ship. And then yeah, some decisions, because Lomion's not gonna have the knowledge of where this back rep ship leads to, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he hasn't done the West Meridia exploration. So we're gonna be in different places once again after they diverge, and then they're gonna swap places from that initial divergence.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how aggressive Bress ends up playing this.
Definitely, there are 2 schools of thought, especially amongst the top and more experienced runners, as far as these settings and how you feel about suits and how runs and things like that. You can certainly you can be very cavalier, very aggressive, and just not care about Varia for go mode, or you can play a little bit safer, be a little bit more thorough, and try to put yourself in the best position to have a more comfortable seed, but maybe just a little bit slower.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Azure about this earlier with the SM rando. It's big compared to like a lot of other randos like Zooter or Link to the Past or something, where there's just a lot of hard requirements. Like, you can play this a lot more holistically, where it doesn't really take a lot for it to be physically possible to complete a seed. I mean, we're not there, but it's only ammo, it's only miners that would actually get us there. So once you know it's physically possible, which can happen pretty early, you can kind of just sort of turn on the jets. You still want to be checking a bunch of stuff, obviously, but you can kind of go into like a half go mode type of situation.
Yeah, there's some places in the game, like where we are here in Upper Norfair, where minors and majors are pretty close together. Stuff's pretty dense, and you can check stuff with a clean conscience. There's other areas in the map where that is not necessarily the case, especially where we have here, as you see, Lomian is in Wreck Ship. The ship isn't on because we haven't killed Fantoon yet, and to get any of those items, we'd have to kill Fantoon, which is either down in Ridley's lair where Dragon normally is, and then you'd have to come back. So those are the kind of things that we like to skip. And very possible that Varia, high jump speed, any good item that we haven't seen is chilling here in our powered off ship.
Yeah, I think at the very least, well, okay, never mind. We can just throw all that away.
Classic randomizer commentary where you're talking about all this in-depth analysis, and the game's just like, free seed Varia right here, go.
Yeah. I was going to say, if nothing else, Bress is certainly going to write off clearing Wreck Ship for Varia. Just having to go back up there is just going to be too slow. But Yeah, at this point, just gonna be. We're still gonna be checking those majors, just because the second you snag charge, you'll be fine, especially with this amount of ammo. A good amount of ammo, so the just charge wave wouldn't be too slow on Mother Brain. Plus, movement is basically still has the intro movement here, besides bombs, which is only technically a movement item.
Yeah, we're looking at low ice movement without the ice beam. So you definitely, obviously, as we've alluded to, you can complete the seed right now if you get either charge beam or more ammo on Bressingham's side. But it is going to be a test of your very basic execution skills. No fancy speed booster, high jump stuff to make you go faster. So yeah, like I said, up and over checks pretty good, pretty quick. You're gonna do those, and then
there's your ice beam.
Yes. So just it's a low ice seed. Someone send this to Kip. He'll be very happy.
See this like at this point, yeah, you just want to be checking. Minors and majors are almost just as valuable to you at this point. This speed check is something I would consider cutting out just because it is a couple transitions. There's a lot of more like high value ones you can get. And he's got 3 bosses left. He's almost, and only needs, 4 super packs. So he's got a lot of ground to cover still. So I'd be looking to turn on the jets maybe a little bit more here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see where these transitions go. So we have not seen these 2 bottom here in Meridia. If Lomian wants to stay in this race, he needs one of them to take him to Norfair. That one is not the key. That's finally back to criteria. We haven't been here in a little bit. And then Moat, there's actually not that many options left for where this can take him. We are still missing the Croc check. That's the only dead. We also haven't seen Torian.
Oh, that was what I was going to ask, if we had seen Torian yet.
So a little criteria Meridia shuffle right there.
Oh, never mind. Go mode. Well, I'm glad I showed up.
You showed up and go mode happened. It was waiting for you.
Yep.
So thank you to our good friend Apathy Duck. We got a pause for I think a gravity jump here for Lomian Jones. Doesn't want to do some slow IBJs, especially with these crabs interfering. But yeah,
yeah, it's a bad situation. I mean, Bress is already in go mode, and Lomian is doing some slow stuff. That bodes poorly.
It really does. So here's the situation. We've got 2 upper Norfolk checks. This is either Croc or East Meridia. It's Croc. Yes, we're going to nope out of there.
No way
so
that.
What's going to happen is the Croc entry is going to take them to East Meridia, one side or the other, and then the other side is going to be Torian. If you have full map, if you've been tracking your map as thoroughly as possible, you can know that right now and you can leave it, because you still need to go to East. You need to go back to Kraid's Lair, kill Ridley, and then you need to go to Lower Norfair, kill that boss, and then you need to come back here at the end. You don't want to unnecessarily run through East Meridia twice, is what I'm getting at. But Bress looks like he's definitely going towards the Croc door. So the only question is which side of East Meridia this is, but as I said, it does have to go there, backside.
Yeah, we had seen the backside from Lomian before. I just didn't know what door it was.
Yeah, I must have missed that. Thank you for pointing that out in the chat. So, a little bit of routing inefficiency here, but I'm not sure. There's a chance that I have perfect portal information because of both runners, and Bressingham just doesn't. So, not too sure if this was either. This could just be, gaining information that he doesn't have everything. But yeah, he hasn't been back to criteria, so of course he doesn't know.
So, he hasn't seen the front of Lower Norfair?
Well, he definitely hasn't seen that criteria Meridia shuffle with Crab and Moat going to Main Street and map. The front of LN, where was that? Front of LN was in Red Tower. He should see that.
Yeah, if he saw front of LN, he should be doing that first. right? Because and save this because he knows he can get to crate, he can get to front of LN, right? He should be doing this one last just in case turning it is here, which it is, right? So I think this is a little bit of a misstep. I don't think it's going to hurt him because he's got a pretty good lead here. Hopefully Lomian will be coming up on go mode. Hopefully, I mean he's in lower north or in North Fair. Hopefully he'll be clearing out these checks as well.
Yeah, the reserve is it can be either sometimes it's the first one you check if you want to, save, if you have, health where you could save scum of that and then, reset out if it's nothing and then you don't have to farm a bunch of times, or it can be the last one you check. Order is always, up in the air in those bolt-on checks. But yeah, if Lomian does that first, and unfortunately he's just following this progression to East Meridia, which I can't blame him for, but
yeah, I mean, the hell runs can be a little slow. There's if you have other stuff to do, putting him off is not the worst idea. He does have a lot of E-tanks, though, so just leaving anything there. And, yeah, but the problem here is he's going to full clear him. We know he might get some nice movement out of it, like a high jump or a speed or space jump even, but probably not enough to make up the advantage Bress has.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Dragon's dead, so you actually screw attack. So you can unfortunately for him you can do plasma. Batu tank obviously is right there for you. The sand pit's there, and they've got ice and grapple. So yeah, unfortunately for Lomian, he could clear out everything here in East Meridia.
Double unfortunately, he might see this Fantoon and also go to wreck ship.
Yeah, so that's the thing. In vanilla map, quote-unquote jet seed is usually pretty obvious and easy to figure out, and both runners, unless it's just an up versus down thing and you pick wrong. But in area, this is going to be really, really jet for Bressingham, and Lomian might have 2 bosses down when he's done, because you can find yourselves in different parts of the map, and you left the exact one item that you needed in a place that you didn't want to check, and the seed was like, I'm going to give you every possible option to go anywhere, so you don't want to go exactly where Varia is. So definitely you can't fault Lomian for a decision that he's made, and Bress is just he found the perfect path through this one, just about.
Yeah, at least since I got here, Bress has been playing this pretty cleanly. Again, except for this, I disagree with this East Meridia, assuming he actually saw front of North Fair.
The hardest thing about it is just how many outstanding portals there were. It's so much more likely for him that this takes him either to Criteria or the other part of West Meridia he didn't see, and then you're going to probably be closer to finding Torian from one of those. That's just not the case here. The portals, acted in a funky way for him, and he's going to have to not only come from back to front to find this Torian, he's going to go front to back to leave, and then he's going to have to come back later. But
yeah, it's one of those.
Sorry, you go.
I was saying it's just one of those things where while the probability is low, the downside risk is pretty big of having just this. This is gonna be really awful routing. So I still think it would just make sense to play it the other way. Yeah, it's gonna be upset seeing that, especially just going through back of it. It's just so slow.
You do get a conscious free sandpit check. There's an upside for our glass half full folks out there.
Yeah, for all the stuff that he still needs.
I mean, he's not at ammo. Oh no, he found charge. So yeah, ammo. I mean, if there's a super up there, even if there's an E-tank up there with it, I'm probably getting it because we're a charge wave. But there's a lot of good stuff. We're gonna see if he feels the same way I do, and he does.
I wouldn't get the super just because of this. Like it's 7 seconds plus. Like he's got a good. I mean, whatever, it's fine, but it's pretty close. But
he definitely did that wall jump morph very quickly, and it's not a trivial thing with that little space. And yeah, 2 bosses to 2 again. Lomian has tied it up, but as we know, there's too many things for Lomian to do to keep him away from the one thing he needs to do, which is to go find that Varia at Wreck Ship Reserve, or
just commit to not finding it. Like I was saying before with Bress, Lomian's pretty much in the same situation. And Lomian knows Bress is a really good runner, so might just have to decide to make that commitment. Because if like Varya being buried, Lumia knows like Varya being buried won't save him because Bress will just go ahead and do that hell run at some point. So, you know, like finding it at some god awful location like Shack is not like an out for you. Again, as I was saying before, it's just there is no like hard item requirements in this game besides like one or two things. So like you don't really have like the if this one item is in a bad spot, that's an out for this one runner in these as much as you would.
Yeah, there will be there's an E-tank here at the reserve tank in Meridia. That's good for that Lower Norfair Hell Run play. And the ammo, again, I'm not the biggest fan of 15 Powerbomb Lower Norfair Hell Run, but it's definitely possible. Obviously, you do one coming down, you farm the Ridley, you do the Ridley farm in and out of that room, and you're probably good on Powerbombs, especially with Fire Fleas to help you out, but it's definitely not as comfy as it could be.
Yeah, I'm almost saying this Aqueduct check is because of that, because like you're saying, 15 Powerbombs is really gross. I mean, you'll pick up the supers no matter what, but this Aqueduct check's pretty slow, and the only thing Alomian's really starved for is those power bombs if he's going to do those hell runs.
Yeah, you saw some nice tech there. The X-ray scope using that basically as a buffer for moving the snail as slowly as possible, and then got that clip pretty quickly. I want to say, yeah, Alomian may have actually had the perfect portal knowledge. Didn't even go look at Torian. There's also a chance that, given his situation, he's clearing out items regardless. But we are here in Lower Norfair. Bressingham doing some stellar routing. Plenty of health plus screw attack in both suits means this is going to be very much a fly-through area.
What it...
Does appear to still want supers at the very least.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much... I mean, each super pack costs you at least 7 seconds. I'm not sure how much they save you on Mother Brain. It's a good bit. I mean, charge...
This is the 120 shot fight, I want to say.
So it saves you almost 3. Let's just call it 100 and say it's 3 charge shots of 3 seconds times 5, so 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's still worth it
a little
at this
bit less.
point. Yeah, something like that.
That's just the fanfare. Like, there's, you know, a second running to it, second running back, the second you take by staring at it, debating whether you want it, like... And yeah, Lomian, this is what I was saying was really the major problem for Lomian, is just going to be doing just all of this.
Yeah, and without a movement item...
Yeah, Ice Clip, well, having grapple is... I guess he doesn't... It's pretty... I mean, you can get up there with bombs, it's pretty difficult. Might just be more comfortable doing it this way.
Yeah, also, he's... I'm not sure if he's doing this, if it's accidental or not, but breaking that other shot block on the right is definitely not what you want to do, because as you see, he's had to freeze this Puyo before even having an attempt at the Ice Clip. He's also got the X-Ray. If you know what you're doing with that, it can force stand and get you through a little bit easier, but... Is he going to get that? Still not quite there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is all of the slow stuff we've been alluding to that Lomian has at his disposal.
Yeah, X-Ray doesn't make this free. It just opens up. It's no longer 1 frame. It's like 2 or 3 frames that are now viable. It just makes it a little bit wider.
Yeah, and as I could have put it out.
Yeah, that looked good even without the X-Ray. Nice.
Yeah, we had a double boss swap today. Kraid and Ridley, they traded places, and so did Fantoon and Dragon. A little bit of a Metroid action on that Kraid and Ridley swap, just a reserve. Twitch chat's favorite mechanical animal is slowly rolling through the sand. We're hoping at the very least there's a consolation prize back here. Maybe I don't know. What's the best thing you can find is maybe high jump. We know it's not charge. Plasma is only really going to be good if you find charge, and even then you're at 50-50. So yeah, let's give him a high jump.
Space would be pretty good. That's not it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
jet.
Honestly, I'll take the back. I think the best thing here for him here actually would be these E-tanks, just because if he's gonna do these outruns, like.
Yeah, up to 8 now, and I want to say only 1 reserve, but one's good enough. You don't want to be stacked up on the reserves, and the crystal flash animation takes forever, and reserves start not getting filled all the way up. But this is widening the gap that was already pretty wide, and Bress is going to take the front exit out of Lower Norfair. It's going to put him in red.
I don't think he saved before this, but we've got a lot of health here.
Yeah, plus gravity and screw attack. The main thing that can get you is, especially with a high jump, running into those pirates can be very detrimental. But gravity makes it so your screw attack actually will be useful under the acid, and you can move through it freely. So very nicely executed, doing these reverse pillars. And we're gonna come out of Red Tower. There's a criteria portal at the top, and then he's gonna have to make his way down to Blue Bryn to fell his final boss. Farming here for Lomian could be a bit of a signal, as we've been talking about this Lower Norfair play. He's not super close to Norfair. If I look at where he's at, let's see. Arc entry. Oh, he's coming out of. He's coming into Norfair itself, Upper Norfair, but.
I mean, he's still got to go back all the way back through. I mean, I guess it's not technically Forgotten Highway because that's in wreck ship, but that area. Well, I guess he didn't.
Probably...
Yeah, he is Giganturian, so he didn't have this knowledge.
Yeah. Hard for me to say when I've got all the information to know which runner has which and which doesn't, but yeah. There's Turian knowledge for Lomian. He's gonna have to make his way back into Norfair. That is gonna put. I mean, it's gonna put him right by Varia if he happens to check. But at this point, we are looking for some good execution and some good entertainment for both of our runners. As Bressingham finishes this one out, and Lomian, we'll see what he can collect in the meantime. And yeah, still looking to get a little bit more ammo, but there's so much in the way that that's not going to be a problem.
I thought Lower Norfair was. Oh, yeah. I thought you said Kraid was at Red Tower.
No, I said Lower Norfair was the exit. Exiting
okay,
the Red Tower. Yeah, Kraid is down here. Down climb behind Morph.
Oh god. I assume they found us in the first 5 minutes of the seed. And it was really awful.
Yeah, it was a fun little 2-minute detour at the beginning of the seed to find Kraid's lair. They didn't even have supers, but they did have power bombs. So they saw Ridley and said, "See you later at the end of the seed when we can actually kill you."
I was doing a practice for this week, and I had Kraid at Kraid here, and the 2 majors were high jump and speed. I was like, all right.
Thank you, Siege, for all of your blessings. After your adventures last week, I'm sure that was a breath of fresh air.
But that was the practice. That was an actual run. But yeah, still, it was.
We have a high jump at Plasma over on Lomian's side, so one of these very long, very slow Murdia checks did bear some fruit, but it's having trouble getting to this pirate. It's jumping away from him every time he gets close, and yeah. High jump makes it so he didn't have to IBJ out of this room, so thankful for that.
Yeah, I mean, not IBJing out of this room is still not the simplest thing, but finally gets it. That ledge there is basically the same as worst room in the game, except the cues in here are just awful. There's not a nice
Yeah.
big crack in the wall that everyone can use to see where they are.
I'm disappointed we didn't have an X Factor start to Ridley. Obviously, there's no normalized setup falling down the room, but just try your hand. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, we're gonna fire 30 supers into the Space Pelican, and we're gonna be on our way.
Yeah, I think I tried that once and it went very poorly. I was like, is there a way of doing this? And I kind of just, like, it just went all over the place.
You know, in 2025, when our randomizer meta has advanced that much where you need that time save, someone will have a setup.
Oh, someone has, I know people have setups for it. Like, of course, we'll just give, I was saying one of the best things for Lomin to get was Space Jump. We'll just give that to Bress too while we're at it.
Yeah, especially with the amount of Meridia that we're going through on the back half of this, that's a nice find. So 4 gold and 4 bosses down. Lomian heading away from Varia yet again. He may be in that situation you were talking about where he's just like, I'm going at this point. I've got lots of ammo. I've got plenty of tanks. Finally have 1 movement item and that grapple that I talked about, which helps with the farming.
Yeah, like if he was playing in a different matchup, maybe he would clear some more stuff here. But again, with he knows a buried Varia doesn't save him, and Bress will just go ahead and do this. So unfortunately, it's even worse. It's not even buried Varia. It's just somewhere he didn't check. That's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah,
when they diverged early and he came into Norfair from Chronic Boost, he just kind of ignored Bubble Mountain, and then he's continued to make that play. Unfortunately, yeah, he could have had Varia 5-6 minutes before Bress even found it. So sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, and if he got Varia, he almost certainly would have gotten charged.
Yeah, so we're gonna see, where are you heading, Lomian Jones? There's the other slow stuff we talked about. Fully open wreck ship.
Yeah, I was saying this was the other possibilities. Seeing that Fantuna Meridian might also just make him go here. So
in a seed with a progression speed that isn't the fast or the speed run that I'm expecting on this one, these plays are all great from Lomian Jones. It's just this one wanted you to jet and leave your thoughts behind.
Yeah, I mean, again, with knowing who you're playing, I think the problem is, like, you know, if Vari is here, I think you're lost no matter what, right? Because your opponent just skips it. So
third beam over here on Lomian Jones' side. The 2 that you probably most want are the ones he doesn't have.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's probably going to miss the charge too, so it's not even going to help him. Spazer and ice can be nice if you're doing like some suitless stuff, just to have a little extra oomph behind it, but we obviously have gravity and have done all that stuff already, so.
There's our power bomb for some more comfort as far as Ellen goes for Lomian. And okay, how is Bress getting back into East Meridia? East Meridia is a croc entry, so we need to find our way into Norfair. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, this seemed like a decent route.
No complaints from my side. I wasn't paying too much attention to what I thought would happen, especially since I was very wrong when I tried to do that a couple of times. But yeah, Bress is, again, flowing through the seed. We're looking close to an hour. I'm going to probably 102, 103 is my guess. I'm going 103, 104.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I remember you making some valiant efforts on my seed on trying to guess my route.
It worked. I think what you did was faster.
I mean, sure.
I'm assuming you go down the tube and take the wraparound here. That's the fastest way.
Good. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, even with spaceship speeding up those cack alleys, I think that's the name of those rooms. You're still a little bit little bit more rooms and just more execution than you need.
Yeah, this is one they don't have a very good like feel for, just because like this is not a vanilla connection at all. So like. Yeah, Lomian does have at least plenty of ammo.
It also, to me, if you're Lomian and you do end up continuing more of this seed, I think your next play after here is probably to just go kill Ridley. Because, again, he has seen Turian, so he knows where it is. And honestly, the Ridley location is terrible. So you might, you can think about your life's decisions and what you want to do with the seed as you're making that trek down there to what will be a very, very easy and comfortable fight. You can either refill the ship along the way, or you can take that energy refill in Kraid's lair. So, yeah, wreck ship having Spazer and nothing else yet. I'm not even sure if he looked at the reserve, but probably not. If you look there and you see Varia, you're probably not getting it anyway. So why look?
The thing with boss shuffle, and especially like these settings, like wreck ship is almost always not the answer. There's either a way of skipping it and just not having to deal with it, or like it usually has to be a pretty gross seed for you to actually have to declare wreck ship, or it's like the Vantoon in there. Like unless you just have no movement for Suitless Meridia and no gravity suit, like yeah, coming to wreck ship with gravity is almost always going to be just really slow in these settings.
He says no to plasma because he doesn't plan on finding charge, I assume, and it's just a fanfare to him, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't think there's any situation where I'd ever turn down a plasma I'm looking at, honestly. Like,
considering screw attack for lower Norfair, it might actually be the correct play, but I agree with you. If I see plasma, I'm getting plasma.
Yeah, I mean, just hitboxing can still be useful. So it just could be faster, but
we've been seeing these power bomb strats here for Bressingham. No ice beam found for him. It was
and not to mention
just a little bit off the path.
For all Lamia knows, charges that fire for you. Like,
yeah, there's plenty of checks out there that even in an old major minor you don't necessarily want to do, especially in the area settings and the boss settings. It kind of adds to that, and sometimes it adds to it, sometimes it moves those things around. It really just depends on the seed and the map layout. And
screw is the thing. Maybe you got confused. Screw is the thing that you skip sometimes when you've done everything. Like you've already done lower Norfair and all that stuff. Screw attack is really just going to slow you down because you might have to take it off for Zeb skip or something.
Yeah,
it's not really all that helpful. Like, yeah, screw attack is great in lower Norfair. In some other places, it's kind of a liability, actually. I'm sure we've all screw attacked all the platforms in Red Tower and haven't been able to get up. It's a classic.
It's perplexing why there was a bomb box in the first place, but yes, it definitely is something that can slow you down, and especially if you're not one of those down back Zeb skippers, you're not gonna want it on in this area. So yeah, as I expected, we're going down to kill a Ridley here on Lomian's side. This is something that could also have his Varia. He's been doing all of the really dumb, hopefully Varia's not here checks on a fast seed. This Croc E-Tank was, or not Croc, Kraid E-Tank. Oh wait, he doesn't have Kraid killed because Kraid's in Lord Warfare. I'm talking silliness. That was not an option in this seed, but
yeah, and Varia can't be behind Ridley. There's no amount of E-Tanks that puts that on logic. It's just never a thing. It's obviously a great ability to have in these because you just skip it and not worry about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm assuming that once the playoffs roll around, we're going to have a lot of our runners choosing these in game 4 and 5 situations. So especially in those high stakes and high octane runner situations, we're going to be seeing some Varia skips, some Varialess Ridleys, some low health fights. Today we didn't get to quite see that. Obviously, Bress just came in there with a free roll and Lomian has, as close to a free roll as you can have without Vario. Like this is no problem. You even got high jump and screw attack if you know the RBO minute.
Yeah. Can be I mean, only taking like one step, but not having speed just throws you off a little bit. But yeah, it should be pretty straightforward.
First fired all of his ammo at first. We're on a charge wave here. He's not opting for X Factor strats. I know of. I think I've seen 2 people use X Factor strats on this boss. It's Aussie and those. They're you can get 3 pretty good if you know the strats. 3 of the 4 particles. But,
are you talking about X-raying Ridley or Mother Brain?
X Factoring Mother Brain.
Oh god, that's a thing.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen Aussie do it, and I think I've also seen Zeus do it. It's difficult, and like I said, you're getting 3 particles, but that's 3 supers versus our much weaker wave beam.
I might have to consult the Aussie Oracle on that one.
I'm surprised he hasn't just appeared in chat with a link to the strat, but check Discord tomorrow, and he'll be like, "Hey, here's my strats."
He has been known to lurk in our team's chat, so.
We have a question in chat for you. There was some hidden avian lore revealed earlier on the mic from our friend Salty Pigeon about ducks and pigeons. Are you friends?
Sure. I guess.
We have the confirmation. These birds of a feather have indeed flocked together, and maybe you two will be on the mic sometime. But Salty's been doing a lot of work. Salty Pigeon, shout out to him. And again, thank you, Duck, for joining me. Unfortunately, we were a little late to a very fast seed, but had a good time on the mic. Thanks everybody out here in chat for joining us. Bressingham, you made very, very nice work of this one, and Lomian just found the wrong route.
Were you leaving? You're doing the wrap-up already. DJ Webb's got a hot date tonight, apparently. Gonna do the sign-off now.
You caught me. I'm trying to get out of here and see the other race that started like half an hour ago. But yeah, we'll be in here for a little bit longer. Hopefully our runners will talk to us about what's going on, and we'll see what's going on. This will be, if Bress closes it out, I believe that'll be a 1-1 split for the week on them. 2 good runners. Are they both in the same division? I had all this information at the ready in the beginning, and then I forgot it.
I clearly did not come prepared, so don't look at me.
So, the Clippers are in Criteria. That is the team that Lomian Jones is on. So they'll drop to 4-2. They've got a heck of a juggernaut in their division in the Southern route. And then I want to say, yeah, this is a cross division. So Brent Star for World Cup Bress for Rupees. They're going to be sitting pretty good. They're in Vileplume's division, so some good action on this cross division matchup. They're both going to be around for the long haul, I would say.
Yeah, that Vileplume Bress Rupee matchup is probably going to be a pretty good one. Looking forward to that.
And that will be next week, actually, in
it's co-op too. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, some co-op settings and some challenging ones with that the full items and the boss shuffle.
But yeah, you were saying before, like just you're gonna probably see some skips, especially in the boss shuffle. Like one of the most important things you can do is to be able to do the 2 like advanced bosses with as little as possible. So like knowing what your bare minimum is for a Ridley kill. Being able to do some of the, wackier Dragon escapes can all. The sooner you put those bosses on the table, the better it is for you. Because there's a big difference between like going into a boss area with a 50-50 chance, or even a 30% chance versus a 60% chance or a 75% chance. So.
Where are we headed on Lomian's side? He's heading over here into Criteria.
I thought you were asking him Bress. Like, I'm pretty sure he's heading to the ship.
He's heading to the ship, yeah. Lomian, he's going to Greenbryn, which will take him to a bunch of places. struggling to keep up with my map, so I'm just gonna let him follow wherever he's going.
He's going to Norfair either way. Either he's going to go straight to Lower Norfair, or Norfair, I think, is the only place he really has checks left, so...
Yeah, and I'm struggling to remember. I feel like he hasn't seen Crocomire, funnily enough. I know Bress did, but I don't think Lomian ever actually did, so...
Hey,
another bad outstanding check.
Wasn't Croc one of the other?
It was single chamber, yeah. He didn't have much Bubble Mountain. There's our
what did
finish.
Did you say 104? That's impressive.
Yeah, official race time 1 hour 4 minutes 1 second. We did have a forfeit for Lomian just a few seconds later. He's as you see on screen, standing still, looking at the race time, still looking for Varia. I would assume that if you see this finish and this time, you probably figure that you left it somewhere pretty early, unfortunately. But yeah, GG's to both of our runners, and hopefully they'll come in for a chat, and we can talk about what went down tonight.
Yeah, 104 is a pretty good time for these. It's at like somewhere in these the mid to high ones, is kind of like the par time for one of these for like a decent seed.
Yep, especially and if either of them would have had that map information and could have delayed East Meridian till the end, definitely could have been even faster. Welcome to both of our runners. Hello, Bressingham and Lomian Jones. We'll start with Bressingham. Tell us what you thought about this one.
It went well for me. I actually have a question for Lomian. Did you scout Meme Route at the very beginning?
Yes, I did. Pretty frustrating.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let me give them a second to maybe turn up my volume. I need a new mic, I guess.
Oh, that's better.
But yeah, it was a pretty frustrating place for Ridley to be.
Yeah, the info was really big, but that's the second. I think it was the tournament last year. I had Crit there, but it was vanilla bosses.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean the seed was fine. There was no speed. It looks like I got lucky finding go mode pretty early.
Yeah, I had a question for both you guys. What did you guys think about the first half of the seed? Because I completely missed it because I forgot about I was doing commentary. If you could catch me up.
Like you're just supposed to grab some E-tanks and then go get your suits, and I just elected not to. I thought, nah, I don't need suits.
Yeah, the beginning was pretty straightforward. I just sort of followed the path gravity was handed to us, and then I ended up in Upper Norfair, and I was, looking for majors, so ended up finding Varia too.
Yeah, my reasoning was I felt like I always feel like I tend to lose a lot of time doing hell runs. So if I'm looking for an advantage, I'll just skip them entirely and hope that it's nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
It always feels very slow for me.
Yeah, it definitely can be really slow. I did have really good... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say at the beginning there was very much you were both following the same path. The first divergence was a difference of going to Meridia, I believe, for Bressingham, and Lomian took that trip through Norfair, ended up only going on the left. And then once you flip flopped, that was what did it, because Bress being in Norfair after having done a little bit of that Meridia stuff seemed like a little bit priced in, a little bit you're close to those checks, so you do them all. And Lomian, you got to do some more map scouting and as well find some other portals. And yeah, the Ice Beam and then the Fantune at East Meridia, it let you do everything possible except for hell runs, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but even the one area transition I didn't scout because it's a hell run would have saved an enormous amount of time, just knowing that East Meridia was kind of a bad choice.
Oh,
yeah,
so
if
you skipped the bottom left of Norfair, which was East Meridia?
Right, yeah, no, I came in through the chronic boost room and just grappled straight across to see that one.
Oh, okay, you did see it. Okay. Yeah,
But
because I was in there and saw Torian before doing the other bosses, so I had to turn around and come back.
makes sense. Yeah, have we seen where speed is yet?
Oh,
I
I
looked
didn't pay
at-
attention.
I looked at the credits a little bit. I did happen to see Speed's at Screw Attack. Other than that, I think the only thing we didn't see was Spring Ball, which I did not unfortunately catch the location of. But Logan even had a funny time here in the commentary booth. He saw the plasma beam and ended up not picking it up. It may have been the correct play, honestly, but it's still kind of funny.
Yeah, I was just mad. Like, I kind of knew what was happening, so I was like, you know what? I have all these supers. I'm just gonna forget it. But yeah, it turns out, yeah, the charge beam was also in Bubble Mountain, so yeah.
Yeah, we were just getting to the point where we were talking about like maybe Bress skips Waria, maybe he skips Charge Beam, and then he just finds both of them back to back. And we're like, well, there goes the last 20 minutes of conversation.
Yeah, I was even thinking about CF clip, but then I didn't even have to do that. The seed ended up being really nice for me.
Yeah, I ended up doing Dragon first, so it wasn't even an issue, but I was definitely thinking about it. But unfortunately, like, I got my third EV pack and then just none showed up.
Yeah, fun seed. Thanks for the race. Love, man. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Yep, good game to both of you. I've given a shout out to our runners. If you want to follow them for some more Super Metroid action, feel free. Also, you can give my fellow commentator Apathy Duck a follow. He's been doing lots of practice for this league, which he's into. Yeah, both of these runners as well as Duck on some good teams. We've got a lot of exciting races coming up. Thanks both of you to coming in for the interview, and I'm gonna let Duck take us out of here.
All right, I guess I gotta do something this match, but yeah, again, just I think that's pretty much it. Just thanks to our runners, thanks to our tracker Farflu. You know, trackers are definitely the unsung heroes of this. And as we were saying, the match for Bress's team next week is going to be an exciting one. So check that out. Check out the rest of our runners, and we'll see you all next mission.
GG.
See ya.